Good evening, ladies, as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone Arena action. We're playing a Shaman deck that has no Rockbiter weapons, no lightning bolts, no lightning storms, no fire elementals, and no hexes. So really nothing that a Shaman would want to have. And the first game we munched on a rogue who was really bad, and then the second game we played against a Shaman who, guess what, had some Shaman cards. Now, he also had a Knife Juggler that I couldn't kill because I didn't get any removal and I didn't draw my Stormforged Axe, and he then had a big Game Hunter for my Earth Elemental, and that was the end of that. So here we're up against a Mage. I still predict I can make it above 3. I think there's even a chance I can make it to 7 with this deck. I mean, it's got a decent curve and some good overall cards, just a little bit lacking on the removal front. Alright, I'm going to keep this whole hand. I think that the Manatide Totem is something I should really be keeping, because it's my main card drawer, and that can just win me games all by itself. And then I've got these 2-drops to play back-to-back on turn 1 and 2. Which is great. She has no Mana Worm, that's nice. Spellbreaker. Shows up a lot, but the reason it shows up a lot is that I have 2 of them. So don't be too surprised to see lots of Spellbreakers in this run. Let's see if she's got a play here or not. I want the board clear so I can play Manatide Totem. That's what I really want. I want to win the early game. At least keep the board empty. The problem is the last game against that friggin' Shaman... Oh, I just thought she was going to do something stupid. The last game against the Shaman, the problem was that he played Knife Juggler and then protected it with the Stormforged Axe, and his Knife Flings kept hitting my minions, letting the Stormforged Axe do work. It was actually a really good combo that I'd love to play with if only I'd seen a Knife Juggler in my draft. But that was one of the many cards I did not see. Whoa, Blood Knight. That's scary because I have Argent Squires aplenty in this deck. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and play the Grizzly and try to like hang out against this Blood Knight. We're just going to play Raid Leader and trade this thing away. Just hoping I can keep the board clear. So my next move is going to be play Sen'jin to protect the Raid Leader. Now, I wouldn't mind if she actually killed this thing, because that would mean she's not doing anything else, and then next turn I can just play Manatide Totem and start the card draw party. Although, well, maybe I should really probably play Ascension, even if she kills this and does nothing else, because it's important to get a creature on the board. She's going to play Mirror Image, which I'm relatively okay with, depending on what it's followed up with. A Fire Blast, okay. Well, so she'll kill the Raid Leader in a couple of turns, but that's actually kind of good for me, because I don't mind if she spends 4 mana killing a Raid Leader on turns 4 and 5. Turns 4 and 5 are like when the game, you know, really takes shape. When it's when heroes are won and lost, as it were. When you play like really big creatures, or when you play junk and let your opponent run away with it. Good 4-drops win games. And if you're fire blasting on turns 4 and 5, you are not playing 4-drops. So she seems to have a dilemma, which is play a good 5-drop or kill the Raid Leader, and to be honest, I don't know what the correct answer is. It depends on her hand. I can see sometimes this being the correct move thing, other times the play being the correct thing. So she's going to play the Tiger, which will let her kill my Sen'jin off. That's fine. Flame Tongue is interesting, so I could put the Flame Tongue by the Sen'jin, and then the Sen'jin would actually be able to kill the Tiger. I think that's actually really important to do, so I'm going to play the Manatide over, well... yeah, I'll play the Manatide over here. Play the Flame Tongue in the middle.
Hit it very hard.
Raid Leader goes there. Then we're going to Ascension up there. So now I'm at least getting a card off this Manatide. It's possible that she'll silence or kill this, in which case the Tiger will get to kill the Manatide Totem. So we'll see if she has Fireball or Polymorph for my Sen'jin. I hope it's a Polymorph, because then that would leave me with a Sheep, which with the Flame Tongue would actually deal some damage. It's possible also she will leave the Manatide alive in favor of killing the Flame Tongue, because sometimes people are really afraid of the Flame Tongue totem, which it makes sense to be afraid of, because if you're killing the Manatide, this cycled itself and it drew fire from the Tiger, so the Flame Tongue lives, it gets to deal more damage. There's a Blizzard! Well, that's actually fine, because it kills my Raid Leader, but these other totems have a clutch 3 health, and then I've got the Sen'jin Shieldmaster, who still kills the Tiger. And what I'd really love to see is a Dark Scale Healer to heal up my totems. Or an Earthen Ring Farseer to heal up a totem or 2. And the Sen'jin protects my totems. Very important here, the Sen'jin. Very important indeed.
What to do? What to do?
She should probably use the Tiger to kill the Sen'jin. I mean, yes, I understand. Alright, she decides not to go for it. She decides to be like, well, I'll just ping the Flame Tongue next turn and then use the Tiger to kill the Sen'jin and have the Tiger live. That's fine and good. Alright, let's make a totem. If I get a healing totem, that would be really huge. I think it's worth not playing Earth Elemental just yet to see if I can get a healing totem. I didn't. Got the Taunt totem, which is actually still alright because it protects. Guys, gives extra protection for the Manatide. We're going to go ahead and just play our most expensive creature, the Shaman Guardian. I don't want to play Spellbreaker because I actually don't have anything I could Spellbreak. I'd have to Spellbreak something. I can't target the Tiger, and all these other creatures have useful abilities I wouldn't want to silence. So this has drawn me 2 cards, which is great. This guy should survive anything she could do. She's going to play another Blizzard here with the Sorcerer's Apprentice. That would be very strong. It would kill off my totems. Just going to polymorph my, what is it, this engine? Well, in that case, the Taunt totem is very good here. Very good draw for me. Healing totem would have been the best, but the Taunt is alright. Wow, she actually makes a secret instead of pinging away the sheep or one of my totems, which I disagree with strongly. Any one of these should have been killed, to be honest. I think. At the very least, she should have killed the Manatide to stop me from getting cards. Well, what we're going to do here then is check for Mirror Entity with a Novice Engineer.
I hope you like my invention.
Stormforge Axe is a good draw. It is not Mirror. Oh, it is Mirror Entity. Okay, fine.
I hope you like my invention.
Well, let's Stormforged Axe. I'll use the sheep to kill the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Well played.
Stormforged Axe to kill that. And I will play a Grizzly right here. So that the Tiger has to run into the Grizzly and then it'll die thanks to Flame Tongue. And I got 3 cards off this Manatide totem. So, unfortunately, I didn't flip a totem. Flipping a totem might have given me a healing totem, which would have saved these from the wrath of the Fire Blast, but I feel like that was still worth it to do what I did. Because I've already gotten enough cards off of this and enough value out of this to justify playing it. The Novice Engineer was obviously very nice. Now, if I hadn't had the Novice Engineer, what would I have played? Oh, probably the, I don't know, Argent Squire, Spellbreaker are both kind of annoying to give to Mirror Entity. She's going to play a couple of Fairy Dragons, which is really bad news for her because, she's going to lose those to Forked Lightning. And the Manatide totem still lives. That is quite remarkable. Bloodlust. Let's check to see if I can win. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 9 is 15 damage. Not quite enough. Let's just keep it simple, keep it safe. We'll do this. Forked Lightning. Kill those Fairy Dragons. Swing. Swing. And let's drop Earth Elemental. Argent Squire. Spellbreakers are not being the greatest here. Because of all this overload, I actually won't be able to play Bloodlust next turn, so that might have been a mistake. Maybe I should have just played a Totem and the Spellbreaker or something so I could try Bloodlust for the kill next turn. As it is, I will have 4 mana available. And, okay, she succeeds. Well, I would have had 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage. So I would not have actually won the game, but I had Spellbreakers to get past silences and whatnot. Alright, that was pretty good. Pretty strong win there, considering my deck has, like, no removal. I probably, if I had to pick one thing in the draft that I did that was a mistake, I probably should have taken that second Stormforged Axe. I mean, it was late in the draft. I should have seen the fact that I was really low on removal. I should have taken a second Stormforged Axe. I don't remember what I took instead. Was it the Ironfur Grizzly? I don't remember, but I should have probably taken the Axe. I like Pie Smiley Face, is the warrior whom we fight today.
For Doomhammer.
I don't like this, but I'm going to have to keep the Forked Lightning because it's like my only removal. Raven-Old Assassin has usually been pretty gregarious for me, showing up in every game. Here is his first appearance in this run, and his opening hand is pretty abysmal. There's nothing to do here. Oh gosh, what could this have been? This could have been an Abusive Sergeant, which would have been pretty solid. Alright, the Armor Smith I'm not too afraid of since I'm playing a 2-3. Got a Blood Knight, and I have 2 Argent Squires in the deck, so man, if it's at all possible, I would really like to not play that Blood Knight. Got a Fiery War Axe to kill my stuff. Well, this is awkward. This is very, very awkward. Got nothing to do here. Demolisher. Well, the Demolisher will just die to the Armor Smith plus Fiery War Axe. But you know what? I'd rather you lose the Demolisher than lose the Blood Knight, because I still have 2 Argent Squires in here, and he could always play a Silver Moon Guardian, Scarlet Crusader, or an Argent Squire himself. So the odds are high enough that I really don't want to throw that away. So actually, Mortal Strike my Demolisher. Just time by me. Good use of Demolisher. He's going to keep the Axe sagely, which is very smart. Alright, I'm going to get Overload out of the way right here. We're going to play some Feral Spirits. The Fiery War Axe can kill one of them, and the other one, well, it can't kill the Armor Smith, sadly. But I'm getting Overload out of the way, and then I can play Reckless Rocketeer and Ravenholt Assassin. I still have a fair amount of health as well. Now, he's obviously got things to play. He could play big 5-drop. I luck out though. He's spending his turn shield blocking. He's spending his turn getting a lot of life. So he did absolutely nothing this turn. That's exactly the kind of break that I needed to catch up in this game. All right, we're gonna go ahead and use the coin for Silver Moon Guardian. The reason for that being, of course, that yeah, we're gonna do this. The reason for that, of course, being that I want to try to play the Blood Knight next turn and steal off this Divine Shield. There's a reasonable chance this Divine Shield will stay on. Now, I hit the Armor Smith with my Wolf, so I can try to kill the Armor Smith with the Wolf next turn. The disadvantage of that is he could now Battle Rage, but the problem is, I mean, he could have Battle Raged anyway. Alright, so he plays that to kill my guy, which is totally fine. Is he gonna pop this Divine Shield with something? Hope not. I hope not. Armoring up. This guy's getting a lot of health. Not really a particularly big fan of that. A Blood Knight would have been the greatest thing, or sorry, an Argent Squire would have been the greatest thing, so I could have played that and sucked off 2 Divine Shields. As it is, we'll have to content ourselves with 1. Do I play Forked Lightning here is the question? Well, what am I playing besides Blood Knight? Clearly I'm playing Blood Knight, so it's just that and a Totem, or that and this. Let's go for a Totem, because if I can get a spell damage Totem, then that would make Forked Lightning be a good kill. I actually got the spell damage Totem. Wow. Alright, I was pretty lucky. But hey, I deserve a little bit of luck. Play Blood Knight, suck off the Divine Shield, and hit him for 3. Well, he admittedly has a lot of health. He has 36 health, but I've got, card-wise, the lead here. He's going to Cleave, which makes really no difference to anything unless he has an Execute to follow up. Unfortunately for him, if he is holding Execute, this thing didn't get hit by the Cleave. So if he was hoping to kill this with Execute, that hope has now been dashed. Arcanite Reaper, I see. That would have killed this if Cleave had hit it, unfortunately. He's going to have to content himself with a kill this with Moon Guardian. Well, that is actually a couple of strokes of luck that I've had here. I have an Earthen Ring Farseer. So I can play this in the Farseer, or just the Darkscale Healer. Let's actually put more on the board rather than less, especially since I have Blood Knight, Flame Tongue Totem, and Raid Leader. Seems wise to put out more stuff on the board than less. Let's heal up, wasting 1 point of healing. Alright, so there we go. I'm already ahead of him on health, despite all of his life-gaining shenanigans. This thing has 6 health to the Arcanite Reaper's 5 attacks, unless he can deal an extra point of damage. The Arcanite Reaper won't do it. What's he going to do? He's going to kill my Farseer with the Reaper. Fine by me. What else have we got? Oh, Weaponsmith. Okay, so he's going to get more weapons. This guy likes his weapons and Ascension. Alright, let's think about the situation here. Forked Lightning, huh? If I hit this, I go down to 3 health. I heal it up to 5 health. Healing Totem is also good. Since a Healing Totem is also good, we're going to flip this. I have a 2/3 chance of getting something good. I got spell damage. My opponent might be a little bit annoyed about this, but that's fine. I feel like this is fair. Do that. Heal up. Swing his face. Now this axe is just good for killing totems. This is vulnerable to Execute, but he would have used Execute before if he had it. Okay, never mind. Either I didn't see what card it came from, so either he had it and didn't use it, or he just didn't want to use it before.
Mind if I
No
roll
Loot Hoarder.
lead?
Alright. So he's got the axe now, which will kill the 1/1, stopping me from getting the free kill on his Loot Hoarder. However, he's just starting to fall behind on cards here. Oh, he kills the spell damage totem. Well, that's just lovely. So I can kill the Loot Hoarder. I mean, I get that spell damage is strong, and I can see why you'd want to kill it, but at the same time, it works out very nicely for me because his fear of my spell damage is completely unjustified in light of the fact that I actually don't have any more spells. Alright, I could actually kill the Yeti by ganging up on it with these guys. The problem is that, and then that would let me play the Loot Hoarder, or the Manatite Totem, but the Loot Hoarder plus the axe would kill the Manatite anyway, so there's really no point in that. Let's just actually clear his board. Can't win, no. So we're going to use that to kill the Yeti, use this to kill the Loot Hoarder. What we're trying to do is trying to set up a play for my Manatite Totem. So he's got 3 cards and an axe. I have 3 cards and this, but one of my cards is Manatite Totem. That's my trump card here. Let's see what he can do. He's gonna Heroic Strike, which will let him kill my healer. Okay, so he's got 8 mana. What is he gonna play for 8 mana? You know, it's good enough. It'll kill my totem. So I can't play the totem unless I get a flip a taunt totem, but I can't really flip it. Well, let's take a look. Wolf Rider? Oh, that's great. That's perfect. So we're gonna play Wolf Rider. Kill this thing off. Make a totem. Hopefully it's a taunt totem. It is! Alright, I gotta admit, I've been flipping pretty good totems in this particular game. Spell damage when I needed it twice, and the taunt totem there. I mean, the taunt totem is not necessarily needed, it's just insurance against weapons and charged creatures. So the Manatide's giving me a card. Hopefully it'll give me 2 cards. Let's see, he's got an Ooze, which is a terrible card under these circumstances, because it doesn't do much. And he's actually, the other card is a boss that doesn't do anything at all. Alright, Lovely as well as Doubly. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I will play Grizzly, and we're going to play Ravenloft Assassin now. So the Manatide Totem is just, I mean, it's just ridiculous here. It's drawn me 2 cards already. I've got an Assassin and a Bear. I should win this game. Oh gosh, he's got 2 dead cards, it seems. Well, okay. You know, I am so far ahead. I might as well not go crazy. I'm going to hang on to this Earth Elemental. I don't see any reason to play it. We're just going to make a totem and pass the turn. I'm so far ahead, and he did nothing with 2 cards. I just want to see what he's going to do here, because I'm drawing cards off this Manatide. I'm getting further and further ahead with every passing second. I don't want to, like, play everything out and have him play Brawl and, like, leave the taunt totem alive or something and just lose the game because of that. So, when you can afford to play around, like, little things, like Brawl, and you're not losing anything for that, you might as well do it. Like, if the game were at all close, I wouldn't be playing around Brawl. But because the game is such a blowout, I don't see any reason not to. So let's Stormforged Axe. Let's kill the Swordsmith. Gets frustrated, and that's it. Alright, that was a good game. 3rd win in this run. So I made it to 3 wins. I said I think I could do better than 3, and that seems likely. I mean, I'd be very surprised. Wouldn't be sad, but I would be very, very surprised if I actually lost the next 2 games. Even though this deck doesn't have any of the Shaman removal, it's got enough card quality that I feel like it's better than 3. Now, there's a chance it can go to 7. I wouldn't, like, bet a large amount of money on that, though, just because of all the cards that I'm missing. Better than 3, though, I think so. Especially because I'm so good at this game and I'm piloting the deck. Of course I can do better than 3. Knight Lisa. That's an interesting name. And this is a very interesting opening hand. Well, that can go... I don't think I can keep this. This is just so slow. Well, this is like a... You know, I'm going to keep it. This is like a control opening hand here. I'm just going to kill her things and try to play a Manatide Totem early on to establish a card advantage lead. I'm not 100% sure I made the right mulligan decision there, but the decision's been made. So let's see if she's got a good start or if she's just going to Fire Blast on turn 2. She does have the Mad Bomber, which is fine. They all hit my face, which is actually potentially devastating against a mage. Now I could coin into a Wolf Rider to kill this Bomber, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a Totem. It's a little bit risky making a Totem, but what the Totem should do is it should divert some damage, because she should kill it instead of hitting me. So it's like getting 3 health. And then there's a chance that I'll be able to Fork Lightning and kill her team. Well, unfortunately, she played a Worgen, which you don't want to Fork Lightning, obviously. So that kind of sucks. I did not want to see a Raging Worgen there. Let's play Wolf Rider, kill the Worgen. Pass the turn. Okay, so I could have coined into Ascension there, which would have held up against her team as well. But that seemed a little bit risky. Let's just save her to take a creature off the board. Let's see if she plays like an overpowered Water Elemental or something. Then I could really start to lose this game if she keeps on having good cards. She had a 2 and she had a 3. Does she have a 4? I mean, if she keeps on dodging Fork Lightning, then yeah. She has Violet Teacher. Shit. This is bad. So now I can't really play the Demolisher. I'm going to play Senjin, but it's, you know, a bit desperate. Truth be told. There's a lot of ways she could kill that thing. Dark Iron Dwarf, Abusive Sergeant, Fireball, Polymorph. So many ways. Oh, please hit it with your Violet Teacher, please. Okay, so now the Violet Teacher dies to Forked Lightning. That's good news. Although if she uses a spell, that will give her a student off of the Violet Teacher, which will dilute the Forked Lightning's effect. No, she plays Panda. To put the Mad Bomber in. Is she actually going to replay the Mad Bomber here? That would be nuts. That is psycho. That was a psychotic move. There's someone who's been putting stuff in my comments like, Mad Bomber 1, Papa Bora 0. You keep getting wrecked by cards you don't like. And it's like, no, I'm not getting wrecked by cards I don't like. It's occasionally cards that I think are bad, because they are bad, hurt me. But then there are times like this where my opponent just pretty much lost the game because of her decision. So, do I play the Manatide Totem here, or do I take the opportunity to develop my board a bit? Let's actually develop the board. We're going to play Demolisher, which is good when the board is empty. We're going to use the coin right here. Play the Grunt in preparation for playing Manatide Totem. Swing for 3, and yeah, and that Mad Bomber pretty much lost her the game. It killed her own creature, which meant Forked Lightning killed her other creatures. I mean, there's just no more devastating thing that could have happened. Such a bad card. I mean, yes, it could have killed my Sanjin, but why play with cards that can work or can lose you the game when you can just play with cards that work? I don't understand. Does she have a Cone of Cold? She does. Okay, so Cone of Cold's pretty good. Freezes my team, and it lets her ping stuff off. But the problem is, God, now I can actually play the Manatide. I think I will do that. I think I'm going to drop the Manatide right here. Oh, it's tempting. I could also play Novice Engineer and the Bloodsail Raider. Okay, we're going to play Novice Engineer. The reason for that is I'm still drawing a card. And on top of that, actually, instead of Bloodsail Raider, let's make a totem. If I get a healing totem, I can save my Grunt, which actually I do. My point there was if I played Manatide Totem, we were coming up on turn 7, she might have Flame Struck. As it is, if she Flame Strikes, I want that to get cleared out first before I play the Totem so it can survive longer. Let's see if she's got the Flame Strike. She does not. She has a War Golem. Oh, geez. Well, the good news is that, because I have creatures on the board, I can actually deal with this. That's the nice thing about having creatures. And I'm going to have to do a Bloodlust to do this. So, Bloodlust. Can I kill her? Well, we have here a total of 7 plus 9 is 16 damage. That would be a little bit, as they say, foolhardy. I can use the Stormforged Axe to hit this thing, but that seems foolhardy as well. Let's just use the Grunt to maintain as much board presence as possible. And we're going to make another totem. Hit her in the face a bunch.
If you're sure.
And okay, she really needs Flame Strike very soon here. I also have Manatide Totem as a trump card. I've got as many cards in my hand as she has in her hand, but really, it's not that my deck is great, it's just that she played Mad Bomber and paid the ultimate price. Does she have a Flame Strike? That's pretty much the only thing that could keep her in this game, I think.
Pay attention.
She's got a Violet Teacher, so no Flame Strike, just a Violet Teacher, and Mana Worm. Looks like she's gearing up to play a spell of some kind here. Frostbolt. Alright. What is she Frostbolting? My Demolisher? It is not going to leave her with enough mana to Fire Blast. So the Demolisher hits her face. Fine. Let's take a look at the situation. We can deal 1, 2, 3 damage. No, it's not really enough. Alright. Let's go ahead here and think. I want to play Manatide Totem for sure. I want to... Actually, I don't need to silence her Mana Worm. I can just kill it.
If you're sure.
So... we can make another totem. Play Argent Squire. We can pass the turn. Alright, Ragnarsocketeer is interesting, because now I've got 5 plus 4 is 9 damage, so if I get a little bit more damage through, I could actually potentially burn her out. She needs some way to get rid of this taunt, so that she can then kill my Manatide Totem. Doorbell rang, but I'm not expecting anybody, so I'm not going to go get it. Oh, wait! Oh my gosh, I messed up, folks. I apologize. The Violet Student plus Fire Blast kills the Taunt Totem. And then she can use the Violet Teacher to kill the Manatide Totem. Or she can use the Violet Teacher to kill the Taunt Totem. I'm assuming that must mean she has another way of killing the Manatide. Because really, she could have killed this Manatide Totem if she used the Violet Student plus Fire Blast. Ah, she has another Cone of Cold. Alright, I see.
I'm ready to learn.
So she's getting a lot of mileage out of that Violet Teacher. Demolisher hits the worst possible target, actually. That is the worst possible target it could have hit, because either it killed a student, which would have been fine, or it could have hit her face, which would have helped me burn her out. As it is, I can deal 3 plus 5 is 8 damage, 10. Yeah, I really shouldn't use the Reckless Rocketeer that way. We're just going to make a Feral Spirits. We'll kill one of these students off. We'll kill another student off. Let's play Sylvan's Guardian here.
Shall not fall.
That healing totem being very good here, healing up my Demolisher so that Fire Blast can't finish it off. Well, She seems not to have a Flame Strike, or I bet she would have used it, but she needs a Flame Strike or a Blizzard to stay in this game. She's got a secret, which she could still have a Thingamaboob, a Flame Strike. She just top decked another secret, okay. Fair enough.
Ready to learn.
No, I forgot that this thing would get buffed. I really should have played this thing. I really should have. Alright, let's give her one of these, in case it's one of these is Mirror Entity. Wow, neither is Mirror Entity. That is actually quite surprising. We're gonna kill this Violet Teacher off, finally. Totem. Kill that guy. Kill this guy. And I respect
The light protects me.
the possibility of Vaporize enough that I'm not going to attack with my Silver Moon Guardian. I'd rather check for Vaporize with my Argent Squire here. Got a Blood Knight in the deck that could be handy. It is possible that I'm playing too passively. Argent Commander will kill my Wolf, which is okay. I can activate that pretty easily. The Demolisher might actually kill this thing for me if I'm lucky. So I'm gonna ping off the Divine Shield, which means like she's setting up like a Flame Strike or something. Demolisher unfortunately misses his target. Let's go ahead and do No Mission Mentor in case I do get a Blood Knight. Earth Elemental, that's interesting. Well, let's check for Vaporize with my little 1/1. There's an Ice Barrier. Okay, that's fine. I don't really care about that too much. Does she have a Vaporize? No. So she's got one of the wacky secrets.
Remember, kill the loss.
Do I play Earth Elemental
I
here?
fight.
You know what? Let's just do this. Let's hit her in the face. Even if she kills it, it's still 5 damage for 6 mana. And she may not have the removal for this. We don't know. Flame Strike would clear my board.
It's time for a little blood.
Not anymore, because now the Argent Squire would survive. Nope. Now she doesn't have the board clear. She doesn't have anything. I'm not sure what card she's been holding on to for so long. A Fireball.
Well played.
I see. So she couldn't burn me out with it. She didn't have a good target for it either. Alright. So now what we do is we attack carefully. We want to make sure that we leave the smallest bit of damage for last in case this is an ice block.
I fight.
It's not ice block. Joke's on her! I don't have any spells in this deck, except for like Forked Lightning. Do I even have a single targeted spell? I'm not sure that I have a single targeted spell in this whole deck. Forked Lightning is untargeted. Feral Spirit is not targeted. Creature. Bloodlust is not targeted. I don't have a single targeted spell in here, so if that was a Spellbender, it would have done nothing. Counterspell had some targets. An Ice Block would have delayed the game by a turn, but honestly, I think she would have still lost. So that was pretty strong. I mean, the wins have been very strong. The only person who beat me was another Shaman, which makes sense, because any other Shaman's deck is going to be better than mine, since they might actually have some of the cards that make Shamans. Still, though, they've been using some stuff pretty well. The Feral Spirit's have been good. Bloodlust has been good. Flame Tongue was very good in one game. Manatite Totem has been excellent. I've got good Shaman cards. I guess I should give myself credit for that. Or I guess I should give, you know, the Gods of Chance credit for that. I mean, they gave me some good Shaman cards, just none of the bread and buttery removal ones. Mud Puddles, the Mage. Alright. I'm going to keep this hand. It's the right curve if you look at it. Turn 1, turn 2. I can play back-to-back 4-drops, turn 3, turn 4. Why fish for better stuff? When this is actually very strong. Like a No Mission Mentor on turn 3. Apart from some things like a Raging Worgen, this is a very strong thing to play against most things that could be coming up on turn 3. Oh, don't play anything. Okay. Flame Tongue, that could be really good.
The light.
Now, because I got Flame Tongue, I could have coined the Totem so I could use the Flame Tongue to attack with the Totem. But let's actually save the Flame Tongue for later. Try to get more mileage out of it later on. The more minions you have on the board, the better. Elven Archer, ladies and gentlemen. Elven Archer. Who plays Elven Archer?
I fight.
Well, I do sometimes, so I really shouldn't you know, talk too much smack. I'm gonna play Sunfury Protector. I will be sad if she plays, like, say, an Acidic Swamp Ooze or something, because I could have just played Flame Tongue with a regular totem and killed it. But if she plays something like a 3/3 of some kind, I will really want to have the extra power to kill it with. Does she have a... Oh god, does she have a Mirror Image here? Please God. Ah, Jesus. Butternut Squash Christ. Well. So here I'm going to play Sen'jin rather than Gnomish Inventor. Ooh, I could even play Feral Spirit, but no. Well, oh my gosh, I gotta think about this. So normally I would just coin into a Sen'jin here, but Feral Spirit does have this qualitative value of next turn I can actually play Flame Tongue in between the Feral Spirits and clear her board. So I'm actually going to do that. This is very difficult for her to deal with. I can use the Sunfury Protector. Like, these are all 2/3s basically. They're all 2/3s. So I can use one of them to kill the Mirror Image, and then the other two with the help of the Flame Tongue to kill the Mana Worms. She's got the overpowered Water Elemental, which I'm more or less okay with. It'll be chewing on these for a little while. She's actually gonna run in and damage both of them up. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, I suppose. That doesn't make a lot of sense because she can now kill them. However, what we're gonna do here is just jokes on her. I'm gonna do this. Kill that thing off. And kill this off. Live to tell about it. And kill this off as well. Now, if you're wondering why I killed the one on the right, it's so that when I make new totems, I can put them. They end up next to my Flame Tongue. She's got Stormpike Commando to shoot that down, which allows the Water Elemental to kill my Flame Tongue. Live to tell about it. That's totally fair. Well, it's quite the tense game here, I gotta say. Forked Lightning. Forked Lightning. I didn't think I was gonna play that. But if I play Forked Lightning, this goes down to 4 health. Ah, Wolf Rider doesn't quite kill it. If I make a totem and it's spell damage, that's really great, but if it's anything other than spell damage, it kinda sucks. Here's what I'm gonna do. Let's play Sen'jin. It holds up against the Water Elemental, it basically trades. Now, I could use Forked Lightning to kill this off and damage the Elemental, but instead I'm just going to use this to kill the Stormpike Commando. We're just going to pass the turn. So, I've got, discounting the coin, 4 cards to her 3, and our creatures basically trade. Ah, crap. She can get extra cards now. Shit. That's bad. So she can now attack my Sen'jin and freeze it. So she's going to get 3 cards out of that Acolyte. Tragically. Well... I'm going to play Demolisher. I'm going to play Wolf Rider. I'm going to kill this thing. I could have flipped a totem and hoped to get spell damage, but it seemed much more useful to me to get the Demolisher on the table. Because the Demolisher, you know, you want the opponent's board to be empty. Man, that Acolyte is going to single-handedly... If she wins the game, it was single-handedly because of that Acolyte. Giving her 3 cards. Otherwise, she would have just fallen behind on cards and lost. So now she's going to get a 3rd card out of the Acolyte, also kill my Sen'jin off, blah, blah, blah. She has this thing, which is annoying because the Demolisher can't kill it. Unless I get a Lucky Barrel. Do I get a Lucky Barrel? No, I hit her in the face, of course. Alright, well, my luck's starting to run out a little bit. I could play the Assassin, but I think it's more important here to get my 4 drops down. Try to get up as much board presence as we can. We're going to hit her in the face. If the barrel had hit the Defender of Argus, I would have kind of killed off the Defender of Argus, but otherwise I didn't want to hit it because then she could just hit it back and kill it. Earth Elemental could be good, but the problem is, obviously, Polymorph. She has a Frostbolt for the Gnomish Mentor, so that's a card advantage for me now because I did get a card off the Gnomish Mentor and she spent a card killing it. She'll ping off the Divine Shield, which is fine. She'll play Mirror Image to protect her interest. That's also fine. I've got Forked Lightning now. And she's going to hit that Demolisher, try to kill it off the following turn. So the Demolisher hits the Dalaran Mage, which is kind of annoying. Although it'll die to Forked Lightning now, I suppose. Let's play... Well, hang on. I think I actually want to play the Forked Lightning, don't I? No. I want to actually hit a Mirror Image first, then play Forked Lightning to maximize the odds of it killing her stuff. Unfortunately, it whiffed a little bit. It's fine. Let's play the Earth Elemental and a Totem. Oh, I should have Totemed first. If I gotten spell damage, that could have made a difference. Well, I get a Taunt. That's fine. So the Taunt is good, because even if she has Polymorph for the Earth Elemental, the Taunt protects the this Demolisher from dying to the Dalaran Mage.
I've got the beast.
This is the second time I've got the Earth Elemental killed by a big game hunter. That is absolutely ridiculous. It's very bad luck, and she just stretches out. So notice these cards she got off the Acolyte of Pain making a huge difference. The Taunt Totem does live, though. The Demolisher hits her face. Ah, that's bad. Really, anything would have been better than hitting her face. Do I play the Mana Tide here? I mean, what else am I doing? The Mana Tide is just going to be a 1-mana cycle, so no, I'm going to play this creature. I need to play a real creature here. I have to pass the turn, tragically, because running this stuff into this engine does me no good. I have 2 Spellbreakers, failed to draw a single one of them. Damn it! Ah, the Acolyte and the Big Game Hunter was just too much for me to handle, and now I lose. So now she Flame Strikes. I don't have a way to clear out her board. All I've got is a Mana Tide Totem and a Ravenhold Assassin. I mean, I'm going to play them out, but it's bad. That's what I'm trying to say here. So we do this. If it is Mirror Entity, she's going to get some cards. It's not Mirror Entity, we'll play that. That's the turn. She's going to get me pretty low on health now. Stormforge Dax is too little, too late. Although I did get the combo with these guys. Since this is not Mirror Entity, none of her secrets will be relevant for a while. God, that Acolyte and the Big Game Hunter. I could have dealt with one of those things or the other, but the 2 of them were too much for me to handle. I'm getting very low on health now, so if I use my Stormforge Dax to attack her things with, I'm gonna be in trouble. Bloodlust is totally useless. Well, do this. Hopefully get a Taunt Totem. Succeed. I'm hanging in there, but this Bloodlust is going to be dead. She can just about clear my board here. And she's also got 2 cards. And I'm at 8 health, so Fireball and Pyroblast at any point will win the game. She's going to copy my Ravenhold Assassin, so I presume she has a way to clear my board, otherwise this thing would just die. That's a very weird target for Faceless Manipulator. She's going to Polymorph my Assassin, not leaving herself enough mana to use the Fire Blast on it. So she'll kill the sheep with the $3 on Mage, it seems. Oh no. She's damaging that. That makes no sense. Should have killed the sheep. I don't know why she didn't kill the sheep. Well, there's the Yeti for like the first time ever. Alright, now I could Bloodlust to guarantee that I can clear her board. But then oh, and then I can also play the Yeti. Or I could make a Totem in the Yeti, and then I'm not clearing her board. Well, I would then have to spend 2 damage to clear her board. Alright, you know what? I'm going to take 2 more damage. I think it's worth it to get as much board presence as possible. So we're going to make the Yeti into Totem. We do this. We kill the Assassin with that thing. We hit this with the axe. We use the sheep to kill that off. So now, this could be Vaporized. I don't want the Yeti to die to that. I could check for Vaporize with Bloodlust, using the Totem. This engine. Okay. Well, I'm going to use the Bloodlust regardless to kill off this engine. She's pinging me. I'm dead in 5 turns. I might be able to beat her in 5 turns. I also have things like the Darkscale Healer to heal me back up. I cannot make a Totem this turn because I do want to play both of my things. Let's Bloodlust, check for Counterspell. It's not Counterspell. Okay, good. So we do that. Now we have this to check for Vaporize with. Please be Ice Armor. It's Ice Armor. Yay! And we make a dude. I am not going to commit the axe to her face because I don't have any other weapons, so there's no risk of me, like, drawing the other axe. And there is a chance that she'll play something little that I would hit. I do have a Farseer and a Panda in here, which will let me get more healing. She draws Arcane Intellect, and a Gnomish Mentor. Are you goddamn kidding me? I am losing this game to the card draw. Are you goddamn kidding me? Just like that, she caught up on cards. The only way that I could have won this game was if she had stayed, you know, not caught up. She catches up. So I have to kill everything that she plays. And she has 4 cards all of a sudden when she had 0 at the beginning of the last turn. That is freaking nuts. Now what I might do is win on fatigue. She's only got 4 cards left. So if my dudes here can deal with her with all of her cards, I could actually win. She's playing junk now. She's just Junkosaurus Rex here. Is she going to keep pinging my face? She pings the Yeti. And plays with Arcanist, which hopefully she doesn't have any secrets for. Okay. I could actually win this game. It is not impossible. I have lots of cards. I'm not afraid of fatigue. I need Earthen Ring, Farseer, and Panda. Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker, Spellbreaker, spell me a break. I don't think I need to use that guy. We're going to take a damage there. We're going to kill this thing. Kill this thing. Roll this thing. Make a totem. And do I play Spellbreaker? You know what? I'm just gonna play Spellbreaker. Doesn't matter. I need the creature on the table here. She flame strikes and she flame strikes. She'll have 4 cards left to kill me with before fatigue kills her. Although, granted, with the fire blasts hitting my face, she could actually kill me before fatigue kills her because she has a lot of health. Alright, she has War Golem. Luckily, I played Spellbreaker, so thank God I played this thing because now I can 2-for-1 into the War Golem. Let's actually put the totem first. Okay, if I'd gotten a healing totem, I could have considered leaving this thing alone and hitting her in the face. But, because then I would have healed up the Stoneclaw totem, but now she can Fire Blast the totem to death, and then the War Golem will crash through. Then again, I can play the Frostwolf Grunt, and then I've got this thing. But if she, I don't want to lose the game just because she draws like a Frostbolt or something and kills my Grunt. So let's play it safe. Alright, let's just kill this off. Play my Grunt. Pass the turn. She has 3 cards left. I do still have a Farseer in here, I believe. She's a Frostbolt. She did in fact draw a Frostbolt, so had I played the Grunt, I would have lost the game. She's going to try to kill me with that. I need to draw my Farseer very soon here. She's going for the face. Healing totems, unfortunately, don't heal me. Oh my god, this is quite the close game. Card draw was so good, but okay, she's got 2 cards left. She is going to kill me on the following turn if I don't draw my Farseer, so this is getting critical. She made the right call, Frostbolting my face. Because I can't kill her in time. I've already used up my Bloodlust. Does she have something stupid here to kill me with a Pyromancer? Okay, that's not a big deal. I've already used my Bloodlust. I can't kill her in 1 turn. I got the Panda, but my Darkscale healer is already dead. God damn it. I can do this thing twice. Well, I don't think I actually have enough to kill her with, but let's just do this anyway.
Time for killing.
Ah, man, I got her down to 4 health. And then she killed me with her hero ability. So if the mage hero ability could not target the opponent in the face, I would have won this game. Ah, this game sucked. Well, no, it was a good game. It was a good game. I can't complain too much. But I can complain a little bit. Because I really should have had it. She just drew an insane amount of cards and had just enough burn for my face to win. There was that one turn where I teamed up against the War Golem instead of hitting her in the face. If I had hit her in the face, I would have dealt 8 damage, and she would have been dead here, except that her next top deck was a Frostbolt. She could have pinged off my Stoneclaw totem, Frostbolted my Grunt, and the War Golem would have killed me on that turn. But if I had drawn a healing, if I had flipped a healing totem, so that my Stoneclaw totem was at 2 health, then, and if then I had hit her in the face with my creatures, then I would have won the game. But that didn't happen, so I had no way of winning, given her crazy card draw. God, Jesus. Acolyte for 3 cards. Big Game Hunter for my Earth Elemental, and just enough burn to burn me out before dying to fatigue. Yeah, ridiculous. Yet another mage. Alpha so hard. Okay, that's a weird name. So we're at 4 wins. I'd still like to get to 7, to be totally honest with you. I feel like it's going to happen. We're going to keep the Farseer around for some heals. I'll play the Raider on turn 1 with the coin, and then the Sunfree Protector after that. We'll hang on to the Panda in case I need to use the Farseer. If only I would have gotten the Panda a little bit earlier so I could have remade my Darkscale healer, or if only I had gotten my Farseer at some point in that game. Could have won, but nope. Instead I lost. Because the Arcane Missile was basically a dead card. It did absolutely nothing except damage my random junk. Okay. The trade going. There is a risk to this, which is that if she plays a 3-3, I can't kill it. That's a risk I'm willing to take, because I think the Panda would be useful later on. More so than the Sunfree Protector. Okay, finally we get a little bit of a lucky break. My opponent has a slow start, and is also bad at this game. She should have definitely pinged my creature. You always want to ping creatures, unless there's a good reason not to. Like, if you don't want to ping your opponent's, Raging Worgen, but like in general, all else being equal, a point of damage on a creature is more valuable than a point of damage on the face. Alright, so here's the overpowered water elemental coming down. Can the barrel hit the elemental? Thank you, that's great. Alright, so now we'll play the Guardian. Swing, swing. After the elemental hits one of my creatures, the Divine Shield will kill it off, and then we'll be fine. Unless, of course, she's got something. Nope, she's just going to play the Silverhand Knight, which is totally fine. Just going to kill off my thing. Now, the Demolisher has a 50-50 chance of killing something, and it hits the Water Elemental, which is good news for me. Alright, what I'm going to do here is
Remember,
Pop
kills
Divine
a
Shield. Get the kill with Fork Lightning. Farseer would be a waste. So what I'm going to do is make a totem. Swing. And I'm going to panda the totem into my hand. I wouldn't have necessarily done this, but for spell damage totem, definitely. Now I've got the spell damage on hand with Forked Lightning, so I can guarantee that I get it when I want it. If this had been like the 1/1 totem, I probably would have actually put this guy back in my hand so I could reset the Divine Shield.
Tazdingo!
Ascension.
X marks the spot.
Alright, so now I can do Forked Lightning again. If the barrel would hit the Senjin, that would have been great. Unfortunately, it hit her face. Raid Leader doesn't quite get the job done. This thing has 5 health, tragically. I could play this. Forked Lightning, that'll get this down to 2 health. Throw the panda away. That seems worth it. So that actually leaves me with 2 mana, so let's actually flip a totem first. Maybe I'll actually get another spell damage totem that way. Got a healing totem, which actually changes my plan. Always, you know, draw cards or totem first. So the thing about this is now I'm going to Fork Lightning, and I'm actually going to use the Demolisher. Oh no, the Demolisher doesn't deal enough damage. Okay, never mind. Forget everything I was saying. So, we're up to Flame Strike territory. She can clear my board if she so wishes. I hope she doesn't. If she doesn't have that, I might actually win this game because I've got such a nice board presence. She's getting pretty low on health. She should Flame Strike if she has it, even though it wouldn't be the greatest Flame Strike ever, because 2 of the things she's killing with it are totems. She's got a Blizzard. Well, that's not quite good, because all it does is kill my totems. And it only damages this stuff. The barrel, of course, is going to hit her in the face. Now I've got a very good card. I've got the Darkscale Healer to heal my whole team off. Put a 4/5 on the board at the same time. She's not happy about that, I'm sure. I should win this game and make it to 5 wins. It seems a little early to call it, perhaps, but I've got the card advantage, got the board advantage, should be fine. Oh my gosh. Here we go with the cards. Here we go with the cards. Always the cards. You think you're winning, they draw a bazillion cards. Leper Gnome at least isn't going to do anything. Okay. Barrel hit the Leper Gnome. There we go. Good times all around. Now, you really need to kill this Auctioneer. I'm gonna heal up my healer. Swing. And I'm not going to play the Raid Leader here. I think I'd like to save that. The Blood Knight as well, in case she has more mass removal. Now I can play Bloodlust plus Raid Leader and deal a ton of damage in one go. Frostbolt number 2 comes down. She will combine that with Fire Blast to kill my biggest creature. That's fine. Stormwind Knight, which doesn't kill anything. She'll damage the Demolisher. Demolisher hits the Stormwind Knight, which is fine. That lets me kill it off. However, let's just do a quick check. I could Bloodlust for 9 damage. This is another 3, so that's 12. 12 plus 5 is actually lethal. So, although I've got this combo and everything, let's just kill her and win the game. This is 12 plus 5 is 17 damage. Alright, so the game against that mage went kind of the opposite to the game against the other mage, where she didn't have endless card draw, and so she lost. But you can see why I've been favoring card draw a lot lately. That just, after you lose enough games to it, you've got to start to respect it a little bit. Just losing games to the opponent drawing a ton of cards all of a sudden, and catching up, even though you've got it seemingly sealed away. If you win 500 games in ranked mode with a class, you'll earn the golden hero for that class. Man, that is going to take forever. I've got like 8 wins per class. 500 in a single class is so ridiculous. I really hope they change that someday. And then all the people who ground for it will be super pissed. But I think it's still better than keeping it at this insane level where no one's ever going to get those damn golden heroes. A druid! That's a new face today. Edrimit the Druid. This is not a bad opening hand. It's all going to be kept. If you play something, I'll hopefully kill it with the Stormforged Axe. I just don't want to see any 2/3s. If he doesn't play anything, I can play the Panda, and there's even a chance for Divine Shield coming down, and then me stealing out the Blood Knight. Come on, Argent Squire. Oh, it doesn't look like he's going to play Argent Squire. Well, that's exactly what I didn't want, because it's a 2-3 and it's a very good one at that. However, at least he's used his coin. We're going to play the Panda, and hopefully the Panda will trade with the Berserker. Now he wants Wrathclaw or Moonfire to kill my Panda with. He's flipping a card pretty quick, so it looks like he's got one of those. No, just a Bloodslave Raider, but that's more 2-3s. Why with the 2-3s? Why with the 2-3s? He's actually going to ignore my creature, which is a mistake. You should never do that. He's not going to get punished for the mistake, because I don't have the card to punish him with, but that was a completely unnecessary risk. Oh, man, this sucks. Well, what I'm going to do here is kill this dangerous creature and play Blood Knight. Sad to waste it, especially because I have 3 Divine Shield cards in my deck. But in the moment, this is good. It's threatening to kill his Bloodslave Raider. He'd have to Shapeshift, which would be his entire turn, plus the Raider in order to kill it. On turn 4, as befits the situation, I can either Stormforge, Dax, and Grunt, or just play one of my 4-drops. Looks like he is going to Shapeshift. Is he going to Claw as well? Nope. Just Shapeshift. Does he have a 1-drop? Nope. Okay, great. So here, I think... we draw the Argent Squire. Well, he doesn't realize it, but the fact that he played 2 2-drops, both of them being 2-3s, was insanely good. It stopped my Stormforge Dax from being effective. It stopped me from holding on to Blood Knight in time to get the Argent Squire. So he might think he's doing badly, but he's actually doing very well compared to how he should have been doing. Alright, Panther's a card I like. However, it is worth noting the card is really awful. Just beyond awful against Frostwolf Grunt. Because it's just the saddest way to lose your Panther. Now, you could of course kill the Grunt, but he didn't have a removal for my Blood Knight, so I doubt he does a removal here for the Grunt. Swipe is actually pretty useless here. He could swipe the Grunt, then use the Panther to kill the Yeti. And I'd pop the Divine Shield and kill my 1/1 totem, but it's not the greatest swipe ever. In fact, it's one of the worst swipes I could imagine.
What to do?
I think he's looking good so far. He's got a Druid of the Claw. He's going to go for the charge, which I don't actually agree with at all. I really think he should have just played the 4/6. The extra health is more important than killing off that Grunt. He's going to play Power of the Wild. Is he going to buff his guys? He is, so that lets him kill the Yeti off, which is fine. I am entirely happy with that sequence of events. So here I'll play the Gnomish Inventor. I don't need the Sen'jin right now. The extra power and toughness don't make a difference at the moment. We're going to play Stormforge Dax. And I'll throw away the 1/1 totem to keep the Divine Shield on, because the Divine Shield could be nice. Unfortunately, I've already used my Blood Knight. He's gone forever. But we've got 5 cards to his 4. Now, the way he has to win this game, the only way he can really win is either by, well, 2 ways. He can either draw a bunch of cards, or he could play really big creatures. I mean, I've got good 4-drops, but if he plays anything big, he's gonna overwhelm me. And he has not done this. He's just playing junky stuff. That is just fine by me. So what I'm going to do here is see if I can get spell damage. Taunt is also fine. We'll play more Taunt.
Dingo! Yes!
And we're going to go ahead and
Hey, give me a minute.
kill off this Harvest Golem.
Elements guide me.
Well, he needed to play something big that turn. He didn't. That doesn't mean he's not going to. He could have an Ancient of War that wasn't playable before, or an Ironbark's Protector next turn that wasn't playable before. He's got a Raptor, though. That's not that impressive.
The
Frostwolf Warlord. Okay, that is pretty impressive. He's got a 7/7, so I'll have to lose a little bit of card advantage against that, unfortunately. And there goes another Earth Elemental. Wow, is this gonna die to Big Blood or Big Game Hunter yet again? We'll have to take our chances. Let's draw a card. Let's play the Earth Elemental. Let's kill this thing. Let's kill this thing. And this thing. Fork Lightning to kill basically that thing. The damage on the Grunt. Sorry, the Warlord makes no difference. And swing at his face. Alright, so does he have the Big Game Hunter? Because really, he really just can't kill this. Druids don't have the spells to kill this apart from Naturalize. He could buff this guy up to let him trade, or he could use Shapeshift to let it trade as well.
For the Crusade!
For the Crusader, man, so much Divine Shield this game. So much Divine Shield. He's actually going to kill the Sen'jin. Interesting choice. What is he doing against the Earth Elemental? Well, I disagree with his play, actually, if this is where he's passing the turn. Because he left my Earth Elemental alive, leaving me with enough creatures to clear his board. Look, I can clear his board with what I have, leaving me with an Earth Elemental, so he needed to kill this while he had the chance. This is a huge threat. It'll kill him in like 3 turns. Alright, well. His loss is my gain, I suppose, so we're just going to go ahead and kill off the Scarlet Crusader, like so, and like so. Kill off the Warlord, like so. So I guess that actually, the Forked Lightning hitting it did matter, because it let my Gnomish Inventor hit it without the help of the Flame Tongue. And now he's just screwed. He should have killed us when he had the chance. And he would have had to shapeshift to get hit by it, but that was worth it, I think. Cult Master is not the right card here. It doesn't help him at all.
A natural mistake.
Plays a natural mistake. I don't know why. Maybe he had like a more expensive card there or something. I'm not sure. Can I win? We got 10 plus 4 is 14. Can't quite win, so we'll just keep it simple, keep it safe. Might as well play the Flame Tongue, I suppose. Totem. And we'll give that totem taunt. Alright, well, he's got to do something about this, and I don't know what he could possibly do about it. Finally, Earth Elemental actually was good.
Well played.
Previous 2 outings, it got killed by a big game hunter. He's got the combo of Force of Nature, Soul of the Forest. The issue, I think, okay, so he had Cult Master last turn, then he said a natural mistake. I think actually he wanted to play Cult Master and Force of Nature to draw a bunch of cards, but he only had 9 mana, and so that's why he was saying a natural mistake, is because he thought he could do both, but he can only do the Cult Master. Force of Nature wouldn't have saved him though, it's just not enough damage to kill the Earth Elemental. It's only 6, even with Shapeshift it's still only 7. Alright, here we are, it's 6 and 2. Well, first of all, I'm going to give myself some mad credit for making it this far with a deck that's missing. I mean, it's not a... okay. It's got good cards. This deck has good cards. It has no removal. Apart from 1 Stormforged Axe and Forked Lightning. I had 2 Forked Lightnings. That is the only removal that I have. You can count Wolf Rider, I guess. So without any removal, I'm making it to 6 wins. We're up against another Druid. It's a little bit scary. Druids are always intimidating, at least to some degree. But here it is. If we get a little bit lucky, just a little teensy bit lucky, we can make it 7 wins with a removal-free deck. Wow. Alright, Earth Elemental. I might actually play that on turn 5 against a Druid, because Druids are very bad at killing those things. And honestly, how many Earth Elementals, or sorry, big game hunters can there be? Now, drawing another 2-drop means I will coin out the Panda. Try to keep the board presence alive. It means that this is not coming on turn 4, but whatever. It'll play this engine on turn 4, this on turn 5. And we'll see if I need to use Forked Lightning or not. Probably not early on, but it's still one of only 3 removal cards in this deck, so I should probably keep it. Alright, he shapeshifts. Hits my face, which is correct. I generally don't agree with shapeshifting into creatures for reasons like this. If he had shapeshifted into my Panda, he would have felt very silly after I played my Grunt. Okay, so he has a very slow start, but presumably now he'll have a 3-drop, or else his deck is very, very bad and his draw is really, really bad. Let's see if he's got something here. Harvest Golem would be good. Okay, Mad Bomber. Okay, Mad Bomber is harmless. Completely harmless. Alright, I'm going to Shapeshift, see what I get. Or sorry, Totem, see what I get. If I'd gotten the Healing Totem, I would have thrown the Grunt at this. As it is, if I throw the Grunt at it, he can just Shapeshift to kill the Panda, and even if he doesn't do that, Swipe will kill off the Panda eventually anyway. So we're just going to use the Panda to kill the Mad Bomber. Hit him in the face and play the Argent Squire. Hopefully we'll get a Blood Knight soon. So we're doing what this deck kind of needs to do to have a chance, which is we're getting creatures onto the board. Now we're getting to the part where maybe he'll play really big stuff and I'll have trouble dealing with it. Like this. I've got 2 silences in this deck, though. 2 silences. I drew 0 of them. Well, since I really need to draw cards, I'm going to fish for Blood Knight and Silence. Flame Tongue! Nope. Not what I needed. But at least I drew it out of the way. So maybe I'll, you know, have a Blood Knight next turn. We'll see. So I don't think he has a swipe here. Well, actually, he could still swipe the Gnomish Inventor. That wouldn't be the worst thing. Mock of the Wild is a little intimidating, I have to admit. And a Cobra. Alright. Well, I can't play Earth Elemental now because obviously the Cobra will just kill it. What I think I'm going to do is play Flame Tongue, Totem, and Forked Lightning. So I am going to fish for a totem first because spell damage would actually be very, very strong here. 1 in 3 odds of spell damage. And actually I got it. Alright, so we're going to spell damage, Forked Lightning, that'll kill the Cobra. Deal 3 damage to this, which is important because that means that this 1/1 totem will kill it. And I do want to keep the Divine Shield on the Argent Squire, even though it means my Flame Tongue is awkwardly placed. Because I want this Divine Shield here, so in case of swipes it doesn't just die. And in case of a Blood Knight, if this Divine Shield is still here, I can actually get a 6/6. Next turn I'll have 4 mana, which is enough for Ascension. Unfortunately, he gets a Wolf Rider, which is very, very good. It'll let him kill my Flame Tongue for free. And Innervating is annoying, so you can get a Druid of the Claw, I'm betting now. That's pretty huge. Oh no, Silverhand Knight! Okay, not as good as Druid of the Claw would have been. Not as good at all. That is a big, big deal. Because what I can do now is I can play Sen'jin to protect my interests. I'm gonna fight fair. I'm gonna kill the Wolf Rider, kill the Squire. I'm just gonna fight for board control and presence. And then use the Earth. I mean, I got the Earth Elemental in my back pocket. I've got this in case I draw a Blood Knight. I'll have that in my back pocket. So there's a lot of trump cards I could have even if he plays anything big. Now, Ancient of War is really the one card I don't want to see here. Swipe is alright. I don't really care that much about Swipe. So he is clearing my board for the most part. But he's taking 2 net damage, and this thing's taking some damage. And, yeah, I should be in good shape, I think. He's very low on health. I might even Reckless Rocketeer his face. We'll see. Ah, Bloodlust. Well, I cannot do this and Bloodlust in the same turn ever, because it's 11 mana. Let's flip a totem, see what we get. Healing. Ah, it's not really what I wanted. Taunt would have been good, so do I play this thing? It's risky. It is risky. I could play the Demolisher and the Argent Squire. Hope that, and then the Demolisher will get killed by this guy. Then I'll have 3 creatures on the board. Bloodlust for 9, 10 damage. It'll be at 4 health with the Reckless Rocketeer. I think this is actually, this represents my best chance of winning. I think more so than the Earth Elemental. Because if he has an answer for the Earth Elemental, then whatever. But this way, the Silverhand Knight kills my Demolisher. Shapeshift can't kill anything. If these things survive, then I've got the Bloodlust for 9 damage, and then the Reckless Rocketeer for the kill after that. Now, if he has Ironbark Protector, Bloodlust will still be good. It will let me kill off his Ironbark Protector. I'll just have to kill everything else, kill all my stuff to do it. Does he have an Ironbark Protector here? No, he does not. That's good.
You gotta be kidding me!
Looks like I'm going to have to use a strategic Bloodlust to clear off some of his board, though. Well, let's think. Let's think. If I Reckless Rocketeer, hit him in the face. He's down to 9 health. I kill this with my Argent Squire. I could then give Taunt to my totems. The Reckless Rocketeer then is threatening to deal lethal damage with Bloodlust. Well, almost lethal damage with Bloodlust. I think I'm actually going to go for it. I think this is actually my best chance of winning. Yeah.
I fight.
Give Taunt to my useless totems. Hopefully the Demolisher doesn't break 2 out of 7 odds. Oh, and it does. That's bad. Damn it! That was 2 out of 7 odds. Or, yeah, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 out of 6 odds, so 1 in 3 odds. So now you can use the Demolisher plus Shapeshift to kill the Healing Totem, then the Ventrico can kill off my Reckless Rocketeer. That's very unfortunate. Bloodlust, however, will leave him with only 1 health. So maybe I can go for that. This deck has very poor burn potential. The good news is his minions are expensive because of this Ventrico. Gotta show him Yeti that he's gonna pay for. Okay, fine. Let's think here. Yeti. So I could. This is 3 plus 6 is 9 damage. He's down to 1 health. I don't think I can really do that. I think that's too risky. So what I'm gonna do here is play Bloodlust anyway. We'll do it strategically. I'm gonna kill the Yeti with this. Kill the Ventrico with this. We're gonna play a Yeti here. I'm just gonna try to win fair and square. It's a little risky, but I feel like that was less risky than leaving him at 1 health and letting him clear my board, and not necessarily having any answers to his stuff. Plus, he should be out of gas pretty soon here. If the best he could do last turn was look at the crap that he played. If this deck had more reach potential, I would have totally just left him at 1 health. But I don't have any rock biters or lightning bolts or anything, so I just can't guarantee that I'll be able to kill him.
Give me a quest.
Questing Adventure, alright, is he going to stop the Yeti from just killing this? Ancient of Lore, he's going to get a couple of cards. Alright, that is very, very strong. So I want to kill this Demolisher, but I don't want this Questing Adventure to grow. So, what we're going to do here is... think. Do I play Ravenhold Assassin? No, I'm going to save the Ravenhold Assassin for the kill. We're going to play the Earth Elemental, make a totem, kill that Questing Adventure. It's got 6 power on the board, and unfortunately the Demolisher, of course, hits my Earth Elemental. Man, this Demolisher has saved him twice. First, it broke 1 in 3 odds to kill one of my Taunting Totems. Then it broke 1 in 3 odds again to kill my Earth Elemental, letting him kill this with his minions. He might have more damage. He's going to get... oh my god. Oh no! I was so close to winning this game, but now it's slipping away. Now he's got massive card advantage. I've got this Earth Elemental, which might kill 2 of his creatures, but if he has any removal, he'll get a better deal than that. He's going to face this Manipulator to copy it. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. So now this will have to... my Ravenhold Assassin will have to run into that. Oh man, he makes a big mistake. He makes a really big mistake. He should have just killed this thing. Why did he not kill it? I don't know. We're going to play Ravenhold Assassin, kill his thing off, swing at him for 1 damage. Well, 1 is better than nothing. I have a Wolf Rider in here, I think, still. That will be the kill. I've got this. I think I've already used up all my Divine Shield creatures. No, I haven't used my Silver Moon Guardian. Oh my god. The Demolisher, I have to say, the Demolisher, if he wins this game, it was entirely the Demolisher. First, killing a totem, and then hitting my Earth Elemental. He's going to give that thing taunt. Okay, I have 2 Spellbreakers in here. 2 in 14 odds that I will draw one of them. And this thing is actually big enough to kill my Ravenhold Assassin. Okay, I need a Spellbreaker ASAP. That's pretty much my only answer here. Otherwise, he's got a lot of damage. He's just going to kill me in a couple of turns. Earth and Ring Force here. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Well, I'm going to heal up. Taunt. I'm going to play Blood Knight because I need to get creatures on the board. I cannot get a Taunt Totem, of course. Demolisher, whatever, anything it hits would have been good. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, I'm at 7 health. I need to get Spellbreaker for this in order to succeed. And if I have to, I will use the Ravenhold Assassin to kill that, but I'd rather not do that. Man, Mark of Nature of all the things keeping him alive. I might have misplayed this. I probably should have gone a little bit more aggressively for his face at some point or other. He is going to take the time to clear my board. He's doing all the advantageous trades he can. That was a risky move there, hitting my Farseer like that. So he has 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 damage. Actually, I'm dead next turn if I don't. Oh, jeez. Well, I'm getting him down to 1 health. Are you goddamn kidding me? Can I get a Taunt Totem, please? I cannot. So I can silence this off. The problem is, look at this. He's got 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. Shapeshift is the kill. But you have to play to your outs. The only way that I could possibly win this game is if my opponent misses the fact that he has the kill. I do have a lot of creatures in a moderately high life total. He might not see that he's killing me here. Yeah, I think he sees it, though. So there were 2 times that I could have gotten him down to 1 health. And I'm going to lose in a very frustrating fashion. Oh, God. So if the Demolisher had just been any less of a sniper, or if I had had any more removal, or like a Spellbreaker a single turn earlier, I would have won. But instead I lose. That's that. You sometimes lose to bad luck. And probably at some point somewhere in this arena I could have played just a little bit better, so that even with my bad luck I would have won anyway. Here we'll have to content ourselves with 6 wins. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it. Please subscribe to my channel, and we'll take a look at our prizes commencing now. Alright, pretty garbage. 75 gold is more or less shit, and then the Lightning Storm is just 20 dust. So that's pretty bad. With 6 wins, getting up to like 140 gold sometimes. 75 is kind of lame. The pack is garbage, 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 garbage. We get 40 dust for our troubles. And at least we're still over 9,000 gold there. Keeping up that badge of dignity. However, I haven't really made much progress. Kind of raced up to 9,000 and then wasn't able to get any further than that. That's my first golden flame tongue totem. The next run will be a warlock, a druid, or a priest. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon with one of these 3 classes. Take care.